She hates good settings. I hate sci-fi. I do not enjoy sci-fi. I don't think sci-fi is like objectively bad or anything, all right? I'm not like sci-fi content shouldn't exist just because I don't enjoy it. But I am like, if I have the option between like thing A and it's like medieval fantasy and thing B and it's sci-fi, I'm picking A. And if you say I can't pick A, then I'm not picking anything. I refuse to engage. Something has to be like really, really, really like heavily acclaimed. Not like critically acclaimed. I'm not like, oh man, I need some fucking critics to tell me that a video game is 10 out of 10 or whatever before I'm willing to play it. But like, stuff like Dead Space, you know, that's something where it's like, okay, like this is pretty unanimous. Everybody loves Dead Space. Okay, fine. I'll try Dead Space. You know? I'll take sci-fi over medieval fantasy any day. I don't know why sci-fi puts me off so much. Mass Effect? Fuck no, I'm never playing Mass Effect. Fuck that shit. San Pichu, thank you. You should make your own commentaries like flapjacks. With flapjacks and hookers. In fact, forget the commentary. I do not like thank you. When you say you hate sci-fi, do you mean you hate RoboCop, Terminator, The Matrix, and Star Trek? Is there a kind of sci-fi that you do like? I don't like space as a setting. Something can be sci-fi and it's just like futuristic technology, and I'm a bit more okay with it. But also, I would generally prefer to avoid it. Scared of space? I'm not scared of space. I just... the, like, clean metal interiors of, like, heavy industrialization, sterilized, and almost always designed to be a critique on capitalism and progress annoy the fuck out of me. It annoys the fuck out of me, man. I get so tired of like, oh man, look, we're in space because people killed Earth. Isn't that fucked up? This is what's gonna happen to our environment if you keep drinking out of plastic bottles, you sick fuck. I'm sitting here like, bro, I'm gonna fucking keep using my plastic bottles and I'm gonna use a plastic straw just to spite you. Fuck you. Like, okay, not really, but Pippa, not all sci-fi is like that. No, not all sci-fi is like that, but it tends to be the average. Firefly? I didn't like Firefly. I tried watching it. It's like, because if there is something that's like, oh, look, it takes place in space, but it's not clean and like pristine industrialization. Actually, it's like gross industrialization. It like everything's kind of like rusted and beat up. Isn't that like crazy? Our main character is a rebel. And I'm sitting here like, yeah. Yeah, they're a rebel. Are they gonna go around and fight like space Nazis and shit? Is that gonna be what happens here? Shocker. Usually is. It's like, oh no, some fucking alien race or the humans are setting out to genocide some other race, and you're sitting there like, I don't want to like watch this. I don't want to watch this. It's boring to me. It's fucking boring, man. It's like It's just boring. I don't know how to fucking describe. Like, I don't know how to like fucking pinpoint what exactly is wrong with it, because it's not like I love reading the same shit over and over. You know, I love villainous isekai, which is just like the same few plots copy and pasted and slightly adjusted, right? But I don't enjoy it with sci-fi. I don't like the one. I don't like the couple of plots that they keep reusing over and over. It bores the shit out of me. What about Stargate SG-1? Okay, Stargate SG-1 is kind of a banger. Stargate SG-1, that one I was like, all right, we're getting into like some more interesting shit here. All right, so you got like this fucking portal that will take you to like all of these different planets, and it's basically like you put in these codes, and these codes will take you to these other portals on these other planets that like some sort of like ancient civilization or something built. I don't know, that's interesting. We're kind of getting into like ancient futuristic technology. That's pretty interesting. Huh. Stargate skips space. I think it's because Stargate doesn't usually have space in it. And when they did have space, they had cool-ass space Egyptians, which was like, ah. That's funny. I like that. And I think it's the characters in Stargate SG-1 as well, where you have like these rough and tough like military guys and stuff that aren't the bad guys. I think that's another thing that annoys me about like a lot of sci-fi stuff, where it's like, guys, the military's bad. Guys, isn't this subversive? The people that are supposed to be protecting the human race, actually they're the bad guys. Isn't that crazy? What if sometimes like the military was bad, and you're sitting there like, bro, come on. Yeah, that's fine. You can do that. You can, but come on, like every time, like every fucking time, bro, stop reusing this. Why are you reusing this over and over? Yeah, Avatar, I fucking hated Avatar. Did you hate Avatar? I hated Avatar, man. Avatar is like, oh, you know what? Yeah, this is like, here's the experience. Watch, Kenny Code, I'm not ignoring your super chat. I'm sorry, I'm like on a tangent right now. I will thank you properly in a minute. You're watching James Cameron's Avatar, right? And you're at the beginning, you're like, wow, like this is cool. This is kind of crazy, you know? Like it takes you like 7 years to get to this planet. It's so far out of the way. It's like a big commitment to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to this planet. This is like that's interesting. Like right out of the gate, it has stakes, you know? You are committing to being on this other planet. That's an interesting concept, you know? A lot of space movies, shows, a lot of space media is like, oh, you go somewhere and then you can just fucking teleport right back. Doesn't matter, you know? But in this, it's like, oh, you know, like you're really committing to going to this place. This is like, it's interesting because it makes you feel like, it makes you think of like old explorers, right? Of like, sailing to the fucking Americas. Like this is going to be a trip that takes like literal years, and you can't just come back. You know, you're crossing the fucking ocean, buddy. It's going to take years. It's a one-way fucking trip. It's interesting. You know? I'm tapping out. Sorry, James. So then with James Cameron's Avatar, right? So after that, it's like, oh, wow. So it takes that long. But it's like, they still got like crazy technology. They've created a system that allows them to like clone the natives and like transplant their consciousness into those bodies. That's really interesting. And then it's cool seeing, I forget his name. Is it Jake? Jake is like, he's normally in a wheelchair. And then he gets into this avatar body, and you see like his elation of being able to have this freedom, like running around, and like you feel how beautiful this new world is not just see it, right? Because you're experiencing Jake's happiness. And you're like, wow, you know, this is like this is magical. You know, this is a magical experience. And then the first 15 minutes of the movie end and everything else is just mid. Everything else is just mid. I was like, oh, fuck. Okay. Well. The US military wants to genocide the natives. Alright. Fuck. Okay. God damn it. The helicopter designs were cool, though. I liked those. I liked the helicopter designs. Avatar's just slop, though. There's good sci-fi movies. I'm sure there is, but I don't want to wade through all the crap that I don't like to get to it. On average, I don't enjoy sci-fi, so I'm not going to be like, I really need to set out to watch a bunch of sci-fi stuff so I can hopefully find some stuff that I think is good. Mr. thank you. It's like hating all fantasy, because it's just that Church is the villain. Don't judge everything from the worst slop. Read some good stuff. Bro. It's so... This shit is so annoying. It's like... Why, if I don't enjoy the most common tropes of a genre, why should I sit there and spend my valuable time wading through a bunch of it, hoping to find good stuff? If I stumble across the good stuff, that's fine. That's fine. Like, Stargate SG-1. I enjoyed Stargate SG-1. I'm not saying all of it's bad. I'm just saying anime is bad because there's 2,000 isekai. There's no... you are making up arguments. You are putting words in my mouth. I said I understand why people enjoy sci-fi. It's just not for me. Why are you trying to be like... It's the same thing with, like, you using that argument, like, of, oh, anime is bad because there are 2,000 isekais. It's like, yeah, I agree with that. If somebody doesn't want to watch fucking anime because, like, they don't want to, like, wade through the fucking seas of shonen and isekai shit, well, fucking fine. I'm sure there's some anime out there that they would enjoy. But it's like... I'm not gonna be like, oh, yeah, you should... Why aren't you watching a bunch of anime to try and find stuff that you do like, bro? No, fucking... Like, the bulk of shit that's coming out is exactly that. It's exactly fucking isekai, and it's a bunch of shonen shit. So there is some stuff out there that maybe they'd enjoy, but if they don't have any sort of, like... Oh, like, this is... Like, they're gonna have a hard time enjoying anime if they don't already enjoy anime. I know that sounds fucking insane, but, like, anime is, like, a very specific genre. Or, well, it's a specific medium. It's not a specific genre, but it's a very specific medium. And 95% of the shit in that medium carries over the same old tropes. I say this as an anime enjoyer. The bulk of anime is the same. Kanikota, thank you. Thank you so much for the $100. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind, a journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've never seen the Twilight Zone. I know there was the movie that was like a set of 4 anthologies or something like that, and in one of them, 2 children and an adult man lost their life to, poor working conditions. They got hit by a fucking crashed helicopter. Billions Fave Horse, thank you. I agree sci-fi is lame and aesthetically unappealing. I had a D&D DM trying to make human/capitalism bad, go to space campaign. He kept saying the America of the fantasy world ruined it all. I left. This is so much of it is, man. This is so much of it is. Like Cyberpunk Edgerunners, I enjoyed that. And even that is the same, like, capitalism bad. The further development of human society bad. Like, oh my god, dude. industrialization, bad. Everything's bad. Everything's bad. You're like, I don't know if it is or isn't, but also, like, I don't really want to, like, I don't, how do I say this? I'm not interested in this topic. I'm not interested in exploring these ideas. And so the bulk of sci-fi stuff just doesn't interest me. Thank you. Warhammer 40k, the Imperium of Man isn't exactly good, but every other faction is absolutely sucks. So they're good by default. It's not supposed to be a criticism. Humanity is just the best it can be. Idiot Care, thank you. Edgerunner wasn't capitalism bad, it was poor is bad. I think the Cyberpunk Edgerunners was unchecked capitalism taken to this extent is bad. That's what I got from Edgerunners, because it's literally like everything costs money. You know, like, oh, you don't have enough money to pay for the ambulance, well then they're just not gonna take care of you. Like, you're not even going into debt, they just don't want to take care of you. Oh, you don't have enough money for your washing machine that's in your own home? You can't even use it. It's like, bro. Greaseman, thank you. You have to look for good media. Yes, look, good things will not just fall into your open hands. It's not due to the genre being all bad. I don't like the genre. I don't want to look for good sci-fi shit. Good stuff does fall into my lap sometimes. Why are people acting like I need to make it my fucking job to find good sci-fi stuff? I don't care about it. I don't want to hunt it down. This is deranged. Imagine I said this about villainous isekai manhwa. Imagine I went to you guys, I was like, I can't believe you guys don't want to read villainous isekai manhwa. You know, it's not all bad. You guys have to go and look for good villainous isekai manhwa because it's out there. It's like, what? Bro, no, you don't have to fucking read villainous isekai manhwa. That's a fucking very particular taste. It's chat wanting to share passions. I appreciate you guys wanting to share your passions with me. However, no sci-fi. I love you, thank you. Joke's on you, I love slop like that. Oh my god. Eat it, Pippa! Narrow interest is not equal broad interest. I would say sci-fi is a pretty narrow interest. I mean, you can get, like, very broad with it. Like, oh, sci-fi is everything from The Matrix to James Cameron's Avatar to Warhammer 40k. Which is why I'm not, like, completely opposed to it. It's just like, it is a red flag to me. It's a red flag to me. Autonomous Stick, thank you. Original Star Trek was about a sci-fi utopia's best exploring the unknown. That sounds interesting. Mate, thank you. Villainous Isekai. Watch Tensei Uchi-san yet? The new anime of an old salaryman reincarnated as the villainous. I have not. Paul, that thank you. You're cute when we argue with you. What the fuck?